Uh, Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is Monday, the 23rd of February. This is your daily recap. Well, if we were all excited on Friday, we're not excited today. So Friday's beautiful candle off the Supreme Court ruling completely and utterly done and wiped out. The ES has completely engulfed that. Couple things to note here on the ES, and I'm starting with this for a reason. One is you have one, two, three solid rejections at the 50-day support here, support here. So validity there. So, we can see now this 50 days of resistance. As of right now, with about 15 minutes to go, we are below the 100-day. If we close below the 100-day, remember these futures open a little longer, right? This would be the first time we've actually closed under it. Tagged it here, bounced. Went under it, closed on it. Here, opened on it, closed above it, tagged it, bounced, tagged it, bounced, tagged it, bounced. So, you know, something to keep an eye on here. Are we going to break or are we not? Um, the SPY today, go something closer to home. Again, similar type candle to the ES, completely rejected the 690 area and Friday's high and took out Friday's low. And here it is on the 100-day. We cannot hold here. We start watching again this double bottom we put in roughly right here at this 675 50 area, and then 671.21 becomes your place to hold. Again, we're making a series of lower highs. Here's your high at 697.84, a high from 2 weeks ago, and here, if this is the high, would be a lower high if we come down lower, right? So we have some changes in character going on in this market. You know, you're looking out what's driving this out there. There's a lot. First of all, the financials getting absolutely wrecked today. This has been holding in. They came off the highs, but kind of holding. JP Morgan, Goldman, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Bank of America, they all got hit hard. Schwab, which has been hit hard, continues to make new lows. You had American Express getting absolutely pummeled today. This payment space continues to get pounded on. The security space, Crowd getting killed. Crowd came out, defended themselves today. Didn't matter. Nobody cared. Um, you know, Crowd talked about that they have trillions of events that have made their system work and how they trigger off everything, protect, and that no simple script can do that from AI. But the market doesn't care. Palo Alto getting hit, S getting hit. This whole sector continues to get hit. We had a note out on from Agentic today, and then it was enough to absolutely just destroy IBM. You don't see drops like this very often on a name like IBM off of this. Look at the volume. So this market is just anytime anything comes out that is perceived to be somewhat AI negative for anything in that sector, the market is sell first, ask questions later, if asked questions at all. So right now you just kind of have to wait. You have to wait and see when, these are going to bottom. Palantir remains weak. Oracle coming back down. Adobe, Snow, right? All these names getting pounded. Salesforce reports this week, Snow as well. What else are you looking around? Energy had a nice move today, put a new all-time high in. Uh, Oxy was one of the leaders there, put a new high in off of earnings and remained strong. I trimmed some of my contracts I had for crude. I'm down to just one of the minis, micros now, not the minis, the micros. What else? XBI, not much going on here. BMY holding in. Lilly had a decent day on that gap up. We saw silver with a nice move today and gold. They're going back to those trades. We'll see if we get another day out of that. The SMH is holding in well. Again, SNDK with a big day, almost at the all-time high. They continue to pile into names like that. Taiwan Semi. NVIDIA reports on Wednesday night, gapped up and is holding it. AMD continues to look very weak. We look around at names like Hood, breaking down almost back to the earnings after earnings low. Looks like it wants to go lower. Coin, all that enthusiasm last week, giving it back here, coming back down. It's hard to find a lot to love here right now in this market. Google looks so good this morning on that gap up on that upgrade, hit the 50-day and got a hard rejection and sold off. Microsoft dumped down, lost its recent lows all the way down to 383. Amazon, after 4 up days in a row, gapped down and took back a couple of those days. We'll see if it holds. Meta, after a beautiful day on Friday, same thing. Tesla lost 400 with authority. That 200-day down there tomorrow looks really interesting off that 388 area. Netflix, after Trump's statements over the weekend, got hammered to a new low. There's talk out there that Paramount is upping their offer to the $32 a share all cash. If I'm Netflix, I just walk away at this point. I take the money from that I get from the deal, from there of having to get out of it, and I just walk away. What else do we have today? I shorted Tesla, did nice there. Apple was a nice trade today. Apple didn't care. Why might Apple care? Apple popped all the way up, just missed my sell trigger by a couple cents. Traded that, had a nice trade on there because all these hyperscalers, right? The Googles, the Metas, the Amazons, the Microsofts are spending hundreds of billions of dollars to build out these data centers and putting themselves in debt and all their free cash flow. Whereas Apple just went, you know what? We'll just give you Google $30 billion dollars is the rumor. We don't know the exact details. And we just license Gemini from you and use that as our AI. That might be the winning trade here. That might actually be the winning thing because if they're not happy, they could always switch to a different one. So bottom line is we're sitting here today, the market is flashing, very difficult times, right? It's very hard to want to sit in here and want to sink your teeth in anything. And we're not trying to buy into these software names yet, just letting them go. These bottoms will present themselves. At some point, these names will show they have a bottom and they'll show they're ready to be bought or owned, but it's not here. So, my worry here is we go into this week. Tomorrow, we're going to get the State of the Union tomorrow night. I think that's going to be a very contentious speech from the president because he's angry and he's been lashing out for the last couple of days. We have Iran meeting on Thursday. We have Nvidia earnings and a bunch of software names, and then so we have a lot going on here. So with that said, I wish you guys a good night. We'll get back at this in the morning. Right now, for me, it's find some small trades, make money, continue to put money in my pocket, and watch and be ready for when that move is there. And I think that's the important thing, guys, is you don't want to wear yourself out in a market like this. You want to keep your head above water, keep yourself ready to go. So when that day comes, when we finally get that move or a couple of days, you're ready to deploy and go after that big money instead of wasting it all trying to just, make a little money here. And if it's wearing you out, let's talk about it. Catch you guys live in the morning. Everybody have a great night.